Sit back, relax, and spend the next 30 minutes with Skippy Lowe. As Mae West once said, too much of anything good is wonderful. And so it is, in view of his repeated visits, that we might describe today's guest as Mr. Wonderful, the musical illusionist himself, Jim Bailey.
You made me love you. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. You made me love you. And all the time you knew it. I guess you always knew it. You made me happy sometimes. You made me glad. But there tell you, I didn't want to tell you. I think you're grand, that's true. Yes, I do, indeed I do. You know I do. I can't tell you what I'm feeling. The very mention of your name sends my heart reeling. You know you made
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Looking at Hollywood today. We really have a dynamite of a show. We have, yes, you really will love him. You Made Me Love You. Wow, Jim Bailey. God, that was great. How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine.
Jim Bailey, once again, the incredible illusionist.
It's my 48th time, isn't it, on the show?
Tell me, Judy Garland at the Beverly Theater.
Yeah,
What's that all about now?
Well, I'm really excited about playing the Beverly Theater. It's a beautiful theater.
Old theater, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a movie theater a long time ago. But what they've done is they've restored it, and it's an Art Deco house. And they really put a lot of money and time into it.
A lot of big stars are appearing there nowadays.
Yeah. So it's going to be fun for me to do, and it's right here in town.
In Beverly Hills. And how big is your orchestra going to be?
We're going to use 14 musicians.
14.
Yeah,
Gosh,
and they're really hand-picked. I've used them the last 4 or 5 engagements that I've done here in L.A. They're wonderful.
You know, a lot of people think you lip-sync, Jim Bailey. They don't realize you are not lip-syncing that Judy Garland up there or
It's bizarre.
Why?
Well, it's bizarre that people, well, I guess it's flattery. It's flattering in a way. But, you know, when you see me on television, of course, you know, on television you can do a lot of tricks on the public. So on television it's one thing, but when I appear on stage and I've performed like with 14 or 20 or 30 musicians and they come backstage and say, it was really great, but, you know, how do you do that lip sync? And I say, but that really wasn't a lip sync. I say, why do you think I have 14 musicians on this stage? And I said, that really was you?
Yeah.
And so it is flattering. It's frustrating at times, though, because it really, you know, really is my voice.
Garland, that is your favorite of all your ladies?
Well, I like all of my ladies, but as I've said...
Even Barbara? I just have to throw that in.
Yeah, even Barbara. I adore Barbara. I do. I think I understand where my ladies are coming from because I've done a lot of research and read, and some of them I know, some of them I knew Judy. And, but as I've said before, if I had to make a choice, if I had to choose one of the ladies, that I could only do one, I know it would be Judy.
You know, I had just Christina Crawford on my show, and she was telling me about her mother, that she was a very lonely and sad lady, but she was such a great actress. Now, Judy Garland, such a great entertainer.
Yes.
Was she the same way, lonely and sad?
No, she wasn't sad.
She wasn't sad?
I don't think Judy was sad.
She wasn't?
I mean, we're all sad at times, but I don't think she was lonely and sad.
You don't think Judy Garland was sad and lonely, Jim Bailey?
At times, but no. Judy had a great sense of humor. Her humor got her through a lot. Even if she was sad, she tried to cover it up.
You knew her very well, then?
Yeah. There were times that Judy was sad. I'm sure there are times that we're all lonely.
Sad. Right.
But Judy didn't Judy didn't, what's the word I'm trying to find? She didn't project that all the time.
I see.
She would rise above it, maybe in her privacy. When Judy didn't like to be alone. That was one of the tricks that Judy would use. Not a trick, but I mean, it was part of her security, so that you didn't see her alone. She didn't want to be alone.
Geminis,
I think, you know why?
know what? Geminis don't want to be alone. They're twins.
Right.
They are always together.
I think Judy didn't want to be alone because maybe the sadness and the loneliness would get to her.
Yeah.
You know, when Judy went to bed at night, she had to have the TV going full blast, the radio going, and the stereo going, and all the lights on. That's how she slept.
With all that?
Yeah. She couldn't sleep like a normal person. She had to have, and if you came in and turned it off, she'd wake up.
She couldn't have no quietness.
No. She had to have all that going.
Nice.
Isn't that incredible?
Isn't that straight? And how about Liza? The same thing? Do you know Liza?
Yeah.
Tell me about Liza Minnelli. What kind of a woman is Liza? I mean, she's not drinking anymore. I understand that, but and taking pills, and she's on AA. She goes to AA. But Liza Minnelli, is she really like her mother?
I think she is.
Or she's living
in
like
many
her mother,
ways.
or
well,
what?
no, I think that she's got that. I think Liza has her own kind of hypersensitivity. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
There are those people. There are those of us who are extremely hyper, and Liza has that.
She
you know,
does,
like
yeah.
when she wasn't working in Vegas, when she was like during the day, she would go to a dance class. She was constantly like, I think the girl only gets 2 or 3 hours of sleep a night, but she's got that energy, and she's got all this hypersensitivity to get out, and she's just very, you know, one of those.
I want to talk about the Beverly Theater. That's my main purpose. You're opening there September the 14th.
Yeah, I'm doing a one-night concert on
One-night
September
concert.
the 14th, Saturday evening at 8 o'clock.
Mhm.
And the Beverly Theater is on Wilshire Boulevard and Rodeo, I believe.
On Rodeo.
Yeah, and
no, it's not. It's on
it's
Cannon.
not?
It's on Cannon.
Is it Cannon?
Cannon and Wilshire, right?
Yeah,
The Beverly.
it's a beautiful
Theater.
place.
It's a lovely theater.
I'm looking forward to it.
And you're going to have an evening of
An
Judy,
evening of Judy and Jim.
evening of Jim.
Yeah.
So the second half will be Jim Bailey.
Yeah, yes.
I love your second half, Jim. I really do.
Oh, thank
I saw
you.
you at the Westwood last time you were there, and you were just wonderful.
Well, I've grown a lot in the past
'Cause I've
few
only
years.
seen your ladies. I never saw you work.
Mm-hmm.
But I was surprised to see you.
Well,
I think
thank
you're
you.
wonderful. You have your
I've
own
come
thing?
a long, long way, you know?
Yeah. Where did you start, Jim? How did it all begin with Jim Bailey? Once again, I'm going to...
You're going to
Some of
ask
the
me that
people,
question.
yeah, some of the people who haven't seen the show.
It started, to make a long story longer or
Yeah.
shorter, it started with Phyllis Diller, was actually the first
That's
lady
your
that
first
I
lady?
did. Yeah. And after several years of struggling, I was appearing at Ciro's in Hollywood, which is no more. It's now the Comedy Store, but
Yeah.
an agent...
Sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Comedy store, from Cyril's to Comedy Store.
Yeah.
Can't
But an
believe it.
agent who had a little agency here in town came to see me this particular night and believed in me and became my manager, finally, and took me to Vegas. Vegas is where it all really happened, at the Flamingo Hotel.
Did it really?
Yes. I was booked in for a week with no options, and at the end of the week it was standing room only, and everybody went crazy about me. I was totally unknown. And my manager worked out a deal after that I was there many months.
I see. What year was that, Jim?
71.
71.
Mm-hmm.
See, I just got back from here, yeah. But tell me about Ed Sullivan's show.
Well,
You did.
during that week, it was very, very bizarre. It was like a movie, you know. During that week, Carol Burnett came in. She was opening across the street at Caesars. Ed Sullivan came in, and they both signed me for their shows. I mean, it was like one of these Mickey and Judy movies where it all happens. But before that, it was a lot of struggling and heartbreak, and then a lot of that came afterwards,
You mean you worked
too.
smaller clubs before?
Yeah, you
I
know,
see. And-
upholstered phone booths and things like that, with the phone.
Yeah.
And, but then it began. It began in Las Vegas, of all places.
I'm going to ask you this question. I know a lot of people ask you this question. La Cage aux Folles. That is a club here in town called La Cage aux Folles. Okay. It's a drag show. That is a drag show. A lot of people think, they think you're doing, with Jim Bailey as doing female impersonator. You're not a female impersonator. Let's get that straight. A lot of people out there, we want to know that you are an illusionist. An illusionist is a man who creates. And that is what you are doing. You are singing, you are creating that person, that character. Is that correct? And that
See, what I've done is I've actually created my own art form.
You're the only one around.
Yeah, I've created that out of female impersonation. I've taken it many, many steps further with the fact that I sing and that I go for the to do a total duplicate of the person that I'm doing. I don't camp it or satirize it.
Yeah.
I do it for real.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it an illusion. And the illusion.
What's happened with the real female impersonators? I mean, like at the days that they had the Jewel Box Review, those kids went out there and they sang, they danced, they did comedy.
Yeah.
But the ones today at like La Cage aux Folles, they are lip syncing. They are doing. They're not doing. I think that's kind of, I don't like lip syncing. I think that's kind of sad for what a person has to do someone else's artist.
Well, don't forget, that has been around for a long, long time. I mean,
Lip syncing?
female impersonators,
Female
lip syncing.
impersonating, but not.
Yeah, but that's been around, that goes way back.
It does, Jim?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
but they actually did comedy and singing too.
Well, some of the ones that I have read about, I didn't know them or
T.C.
I didn't
Jones.
see them. Arthur Blake,
Charles
and
Pierce.
T.C. Jones and Charles Pierce and Lynn Carter,
Lynn Carter.
were live, and
Yeah.
but they did comedies.
Yeah,
they
that's what-
spoofed.
yeah.
They didn't see. They made no bones about trying to be serious about it.
Yeah.
They just did it
Yeah.
as a takeoff,
Yeah.
and it worked. I think they were very talented.
Broadway show, tell me. Would you like to do a Broadway show?
Oh, definitely, definitely. I'm
You'd be
still
perfect.
working on that project. It takes so long.
That project, tell us what about that.
The Julian Elting project that I told you about the last time I was
Yeah,
on in
right.
1922. It takes a long time to get. It's like doing a film almost. You know how long it takes to do it. You get this together and get that person, and you hire this, and you do that, and you write the book, and it takes a long while. The preparation.
You just did a film, and it's
Well,
coming out
did it. I did a film about. I guess it's been about 2 years ago now.
with Aldo Ray in it.
Aldo Ray, Yvonne DiCarlo. Let me get the cast.
Yvonne DiCarlo.
Yvonne DiCarlo, Carmen Zapata, Stuart Whitman, Meredith McRae, Greg Malavy, great
Wow.
cast,
Great cast.
and Maria Perishi, and it's called
I love it.
Vultures in Paradise.
I heard about that. You know
Yes.
why? I had Aldo Ray, and he told me about the movie. But
Oh,
he
yeah.
didn't bring a clip.
I slashed his throat. See,
You
in
did?
the film. I mean, on camera, not off.
Do you have it with you?
I have some clips from it. The film is, by the way, is being sold territorially. That means that it's being sold in the Midwest as a late night, like Friday and Saturday cult film.
Right, right.
Because it's high camp. It's serious high camp.
High camp.
We made it. I think we made it seriously. But when we looked at it, it's high camp in many ways.
I like to see it, Joe.
So I brought some clips for
From
you.
different clips? How
Yeah.
many did you bring?
I brought 3 clips. In the film, I do 6 characters.
6.
And this is 3 of the original characters, not people that I do like Judy
Yeah,
or Barbara.
yeah.
So the first one you're going to
You
see
created
is,
these characters. Okay.
the first one is a man named Don Ramon.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Spanish man who is about 65, dying of cancer.
You're going to play him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the second one is the gypsy fortune teller, Esperanza. She's very mad. And the third one is the 82-year-old mother of Don Ramon.
Okay.
And she's not doing too well at all.
Okay.
She has a cane and a pin in her hip, and
Well,
a
let's-
bottle in her purse.
Well, let's watch it and let's roll it, okay? Let's see it.
Ramon, you look wonderful. Ramon? It's your little sister, Rose.
Oh, my poor baby. You have had such trouble since you came here. I am so sorry. So very sorry.
Somebody told him. Why did they tell you? You shouldn't be bothered at a time like this.
It is all right. I am strong. I must take care of my family. My little sister. I always loved you the most. You know that. And I always liked your husband, Wally.
Bats! Bats! No! 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 Vultures! 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 Vultures? Vultures?
That is a beautiful man. A beautiful man. He is very sick. Oh, so sick. They attack him. They attack him. They attack him. This is a time of terrible sadness. My firstborn lies upstairs dying. My daughter Rose has been brutally murdered. Not to mention Pamela, my daughter-in-law, who is also dead. Yet, maybe this could be a time of rebirth, a time to reach out to one another and to love each other once again. I always thought of myself as being a God-fearing Christian woman.
Well, I just can't believe that. Jim Bailey, those characters are just wonderful. Esperanza, that gypsy lady, gypsy, and that old lady is what, Virginia?
Virginia, yeah.
Tell me about them.
Oh, God, the makeups took so long.
Really?
I mean, yeah, because I was wearing appliances. When I say appliances, you know, what they did was they would build like a chin, for the old lady, a chin and a nose and part of a neck, and then the rest of it would be prosthesis. I mean, it was prosthesis, but then they would do latex and things to make me look old. But part of it was attached, and I had to wear it. It took like, that particular makeup took 4.5 hours to do.
4.5.
And I had blue contacts in my eyes, in my pockets. And what happened was they were very uncomfortable because they were not soft lenses. They were hand painted. They were thicker. So that when I got the heavy makeup on to make me look 82, and they put the lenses in, every time I blinked my eyes or closed my eyes, it was like rubbing against my eyeballs. It was very, very painful. It was awful. And Esperanza, she was cinched into the, place, and lots and lots of makeup and things hanging out. And she's,
But tell me, Jim, why don't you do more of that? Do films.
Oh,
TV,
I want to.
Murder, She Wrote. You'd be wonderful on
what?
Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah, I know, but it
Let's
depends
get out
on...
there and tell those producers.
Well, let's go. What are we sitting here for?
You know, that's to give them the idea. Let them know. I understand you have a new manager now.
I have a new
New
manager.
Tell us about him.
His name is Ralph Allen. And I had a manager several years ago who passed away, and he was really the one that put me on the map. His name is Milton Deutsch, and after several intermediary side trips with managers, Ralph has come along, and he's like a young Milton Deutsch.
He used to work with the Everly Brothers.
Yes.
Because I was the Everly Brothers as their comedian. Yes. I worked with them in Germany and all over.
Yes.
But I don't. He's new. He's just a new one getting into the business with the Everlys. How long?
Well, he's been in the business for about 50 years.
No, he hasn't. He's not. He's a young man.
No.
He's a young man, Jim.
He's been in the business for several years.
Several years.
But he has a strong belief in my talents and beyond what I do as a personal appearance artist. And he's got we have a lot of plans for
We just
Jim
got
Bailey.
back from the up in the mountains of Catskills.
Yes.
Tell us about that. Was that fun to work?
I like to go
the
in.
temple up there. I love it.
Oh, Shirley, the temple.
What I mean, the temple. The temple
I
is
know what you mean.
fast, and I love the excitement up there at the Jewish resorts.
I go there every year, and it's a trip that I look forward to because I have a big audience up there.
They love you.
And it's also a vacation. It's beautiful up there. I go in the summer and I go in the winter. And
but you know something? You should be working ship cruises. Now, why? We should tell Ralph this. You should get yourself on ships.
Well, he tried to get me on the Titanic, but I don't know what happened.
No, that's not the Jim. Ship cruises, really. Yeah, that's new show business now. That's where all the entertainers are going, doing ships,
Yeah. Pop a seasick pill and do the man that got away, and you know what I mean? No, I did, I'll tell you, I did the Queen Elizabeth II, the QE2. I did it twice, and the first time that I did it, we went from New York to Nassau, and I was filming a television special with Steve Allen and Phyllis Diller and Norm Crosby, and we went through a hurricane. And it was my first time on a ship. It was unbelievable. I hated it.
I love ships.
I hated it. Then coming back, it was calm, it was beautiful. Yeah, that was all right, but it was for my first trip. It was not...
Phyllis Diller, tell me. You're very good friends with Phyllis Diller.
Yes.
What kind of a lady she really is?
Phyllis is a very deep lady.
Do you think she's funny now since she's got her face job done? Jim, I hate to ask you that question, but
Which
she's
face
changed.
job?
Well, she's changed her.
I mean,
she made
she's had
herself
several.
beautiful now.
Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with that.
She made herself beautiful, and she's
No.
not as funny. I don't think she is funny.
Really?
No, I don't. I don't think she's funny as she used to be.
Oh,
really don't.
well, I think she's beautiful. Look,
a
she's 68 years old. If she wants to have a face job, I sort of respect her for that.
You do?
She sort of said, look, I've been making fun of myself all these years, and why shouldn't she?
Okay.
You know, some other people should take a tip from her.
Like who?
No. Can you read lips?
No.
Phyllis loves to cook in the nude.
She
loves to
cooks
cook
in the nude.
In the nude because she doesn't want anything falling on
Really?
anything she has to wash.
Doesn't she
except her
burn herself? How about burning herself?
Well, I didn't say what.
Go ahead. What do you mean? Are you kidding me, or are you?
No, I'm not.
She means she actually likes to cook in the
Yes,
nude?
she came to my hotel once when I was in Chicago appearing. She says, "Now I'm going in the kitchen and don't bother me. I'm going to be in the nude." And takes her shoes off and her clothes, and she's in there cooking. She's an excellent, excellent cook. She
A lot of
plays
actors
beautiful.
are. They are good cooks.
Oh, yeah.
Don DeLuise, all the great actors are. Why
Yeah.
is that?
I guess
don't
I'm
you?
eating hotel food so long. Yeah, I enjoy cooking. I'm not a gourmet cook, but I think that it's a therapy. It's therapy.
I see. So tell me about, you moved out here? You're living out here now, Jim?
Oh, yes.
You've been living out here for a long time?
Oh, yes.
I don't know why I thought you were in New York. I don't know why.
I don't know. No,
Back
I've been
east.
out here for a long
You
time.
have?
Yeah. I love California.
You do?
Don't
Don't you think there's more work for you out in New York
No.
area?
Oh, no.
There
In the
isn't?
New York area? No.
Back east?
No, I think that L.A. is the center of entertainment right now. I really do.
You really do?
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at the Broadway theater. The Broadway situation is not really doing too well at all, which is a shame. I love Broadway and I want to play there. That's why I'm hoping that everything goes well with the show, with the Julian show, because they don't have anything to pull from anymore, it seems, originally. They keep going back and pulling out an old show and reviving it. And it's a shame that there aren't any, young ideas and music and...
I was told that you studied opera. And you're from Philadelphia, right?
Right.
Why are such great singers come from Philadelphia? All the great singers. El Martino.
What can I tell you?
Fabian. They were all, they're good singers.
Mario
Mario
Lanza.
Lanza. They're all good singers. Why is that? Tell me about that.
I guess that's where the bus stopped, I don't know.
Philadelphia has great singers.
Great singers. Great singers.
Great, yeah. But tell me why you studied opera?
I studied at the Philadelphia Conservatory of Music. And
That's why you have such a great range.
well, it's not only that, it's the fact that had I not had that training, I really couldn't do what I
That's what I said,
what I
yeah,
do.
right, yeah.
So I really I used to hate going to my lessons every day. And
You
I mean,
did?
yeah, because I really didn't want to. I wasn't planning on they were planning on me going into opera.
You didn't care to be an actor or what?
An actor, you mean
An entertainer.
lyric tenor.
Oh,
I wanted to sing, but I wanted to do musical comedy and
Oh, I
nightclubs,
see,
and
I see.
they were training me to do La Boheme and
Yes,
all those
yes,
things.
yes.
And but the training was invaluable, so I'm grateful for that. But I did go on and do what I wanted to do in musical comedy, and it was great training.
I see.
Great training at the Conservatory of Music.
Tell me about your days when you went with Lucille, is it Arnaz?
Lucy Arnaz.
Tell me about those days, Jim.
Um,
Do you want me to talk about it, or would you?
yeah.
Tell me about those days.
That was, God. That
Were you
was,
happy in those days?
Yes and no. I don't know.
You seem happy now. but
I'm much
tell me-
happier.
you
I'm
are?
much more secure now
Uh-huh.
within myself. See, those were the days when I first became successful, and there was a lot of change in my life.
Yes.
It didn't happen overnight, but it happened because mean, it happened in a way that I had no contemporaries. I have no contemporaries. And there was
You don't?
nobody.
You have no one to go out
There's
there?
nobody
No.
to say. There was nobody to call
No.
to say when I made it. What was it like for you?
Yeah.
So when I had all of this fame and a lot of money and a lot of pressures, I really didn't know how to handle it, and I think I didn't handle it right at many, many times. And I found myself traveling with a very fast group of
people.
I mean, I was traveling with the Gabor sisters and the Glenn Fords and Lucille Ball and, you know, all these very, very successful people in Hollywood. And it was like I was thrown into this group. And I really didn't know how to react to it all. And I'm glad I met Lucy Arnett at that time because she was a great, she was even being born to a celebrity, she had her feet on the ground.
We got to cut, you know
We
why?
have to cut.
Because we're going to, I want to bring
I'm
that
not finished.
I want to, well, we got to go into that clip of yours.
Oh, my clip.
The timing, what is, you brought us?
Oh, this is a show that I did, a clip from a show that I did a year ago in New York for the Olympics.
We got to show it right now.
I made it through the rain.
Right, let's hear it. Okay, Jim Bailey, I made it through the rain.
Then you play the clouds away, waiting until you hear your music say, I made it through the rain and kept my songs protected. I made it through the rain and played my point of view. I made it through the rain and found myself respected by the others who got rained on too. And made it
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, you've really been looking at Hollywood, and don't forget, Jim Bailey will be appearing at the Beverly Theater September the 14th. Get your tickets there, because they're really selling. See you. Good night. Thank you, Jim.
Welcome again to another 30 Minutes with Skippy Lowe. Today, our guests run the gamut from B to C. They are the son of an actor who created the role of Nels in I Remember Mama, and the daughter